buzzwords. They swarm the restaurant industry like angry locusts. Phrases like sourced locally or independently produced, and that mother of all food buzzwords, organic. Anything to catch on to the latest craze in the restaurant scene. But this place is different. Applewood Restaurant in South Park Slope is redefining the term farm-to-table fresh. And that journey starts here, in upstate New York. It's just a couple of hours from the city, but it might as well be another world. Both Laura and David Shea are graduates of the Culinary Institute of America and have worked extensively in the industry. They started the very successful Applewood restaurant in 2004, but they left the bright lights of the city for this. How did you end up on a farm?
When we were in school, we had a part-time job at the Old Chatham Sheep Herding Company Inn, as fate would have it, which is 3 miles from here. And so one of my jobs was to go out into the garden with a shopping list in the morning and pick everything that they needed for the menu that day. And just David being in the kitchen and taking this stuff that just came out of the garden and serving it hours later, it just changed us philosophically about, you know, how we looked at food.
You guys started Applewood in 2006? 2004?
Yeah.
At that time, was the farm like part of this long-term vision?
There was no such thing as farm to table.
Right.
100 years ago when we first got into the industry. So, so then really with the opening of Applewood, there was the opportunity to do what we believed in and to really set up this place where we could, you know, support farmers and celebrate what they do and bring it to a group of customers that would really appreciate it and be into it.
You know, over the past 70 years, restaurant goers have gotten used to wanting what they want when they want it. They want strawberries in May or wherever. They want that, you know. So do you think that's changing?
Not really.
People want what they want when they want it. And I mean, we're as guilty as anybody because we serve freshly squeezed orange juice at brunch every weekend year-round. And there's no oranges here, you know? We make people mad.
The green salad will disappear from the Applewood menu for months. And more than a few times, it's just sort of this amazement of like, what do you mean you don't have
I can't get a green salad.
A layman may ask, what's the advantage then to doing farm to table?
From a cook's perspective, it's easy. It's way easier to cook with local, fantastic product because it tastes better. And then as a customer sitting there, well, why should I care? On the most basic level, it tastes better. It just tastes better.
The challenge is to take it and to do as little to it as possible and not mess it up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's our thing.
That's sort of our byline, you know. Like we start with a good, clean product, and we try not to do anything bad to it, you know.
Meanwhile, back in Brooklyn, executive chef Sam Sherman is taking everything the farm can throw at him. What are the challenges of really cooking seasonally like this?
The challenge comes in the wintertime when it's dark and we have nothing coming through the door but potatoes and rutabagas for like 5 months.
Yeah.
And what we do for that is, you know, right now, all through the summer, like crazy, we're putting stuff away. So canning things, pickling things, you know, curing things, just to have through those cold months, because if we want to have peaches in the middle of January, then we have to put them away now.
What particular dish would you recommend?
Well, I recommend the farmer's menu mostly.
Their farm menu really shines through in this dish. Fresh roasted pork with butter radishes served on a bed of kale.
So this is the grilled pork leg with charred lacinato kale, basil pesto, butter poached radishes, and wild thyme infused pork jus. You can really taste the flavor of that pork.
Great. I'll save some for you guys. Well prepared, impeccably presented, and above all, fresh.
The example that I hope we are able to set into the few cooks that come through Applewood's kitchen and get to come up here and be a part of the farm, that a small restaurant that isn't well funded, that is a local place, can be an important part of a food community and can produce its own food and can give really clean, great product to its client.